The end of the financial year is fast approaching. If you're a UK taxpayer, then using these 5 allowances can help you keep more of your hard-earned cash in your pocket rather than giving it to the Chancellor. Obviously, I'm talking about your ISA allowance, your pension annual allowance, your capital gains tax allowance, using married couples allowance, and using your inheritance tax annual exemptions. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name's Hugh and I'm a retirement specialist and money coach at Proposito Financial Planning based in the heart of the Cotswolds. And on this channel, we explore the strategies, tools and money habits that help us make the most of our life force, and that's our time, our energy and our ability, so that we can live a better life with more meaning and more happiness. Right, let's get into it. The tax year is always a great time to look at your finances and make sure you're making the best use of the tax allowances that are available. Now, for most people, using ISA and pension allowances is all they need to do. That's tax-free shelter for up to £60,000, sometimes more per person. That's £120,000 for a couple. Just a reminder that the tax year ends on the 5th of April normally, but because of the way the days, dates and bank holidays fall around Easter this year, the end of the tax year is the 1st of April 2021. And no, this is not an April Fool's joke. There are loads of things you can do to reduce the level of your tax liability, either individually or if you're married or in a civil partnership as a couple. Here's my top 5 ways to help you save on your tax bill. An individual savings account allows you to make tax-free contributions up to a certain level. They can be spread across any of the different ISAs. The overall ISA limit is set at £20,000 for an adult in the current tax year. For those under 18, there's a junior ISA with a £9,000 contribution limit in the current tax year. For those special people aged 16 or 17, the ISA allowance is technically £29,000. £9,000 for a junior ISA and £20,000 allowance for an adult cash ISA. If you have a personal pension, you can pay in up to 100% of your salary or £40,000, whichever is lower, each tax year. Importantly, the £40,000 is across all pension schemes that you may have. It's not a per scheme amount. High earners may be able to pay in more, but the rules are not straightforward, so make sure you check first. And if you are not sure, please take advice. The benefit here is tax relief. This means that if you're a non-taxpayer or basic rate taxpayer, the government will add in free money into your pension when you contribute. And it's worth doing too. They'll add in 25% of whatever you contribute. That's a 25% return on day one. Not bad. Now, if you're a higher rate taxpayer, not only do you benefit from the 25% of your contribution to your pension from the government, but you also benefit from a tax rebate equal to the amount of the government paying from your tax bill. Free money and a tax refund. Nice. Even if you have no earnings, you're entitled to put in £2,880 per annum. The government will lump in £720 for free. That's £3,600 limit in total. The annual capital gains tax allowance is £12,300 for the current tax year. Unlike the ISA allowance and pension annual allowance, it can effectively be transferred between married couples or partners in a civil partnership. This enables couples to utilise the interspousal exemption. There is no capital gains tax liability when transferring assets between spouses or civil partners. The recipient is deemed to have bought the asset at the original price and date, so the gain is effectively transferred to them. Now, it may be possible for assets with a capital gain in excess of the annual CGT allowance to be transferred to a spouse or civil partner prior to surrender, thereby using both annual allowances. The annual allowance is £12,300 per person. So, for example, if one half of a couple owns an asset with a gain of, say, £25,000, then part of it could be transferred for them to surrender in their name and utilise their capital gains tax allowance. If the sale can be split either side of a tax year, then the double allowance is doubled again, as both partners can use their annual allowances on or before the 5th of April in one tax year and again after the 5th of April in the next tax year. Marriage allowance is a useful tax saving tool if you're married or in a civil partnership and you were both born after the 6th of April 1935 and one of you is a non-taxpayer and the other a basic rate taxpayer. This allows the non-taxpayer with unused personal allowance to transfer up to 10% of their personal allowance to their spouse or partner. That's up to £1,250 of unused personal allowance available to your husband, wife or civil partner. To benefit fully, one half of the couple must have taxable income less than £11,250. The other half of the couple receiving the allowance must be a basic rate taxpayer. Now, claims can be backdated to include any tax year since April 2016 that you are eligible for marriage allowance, even if your spouse or civil partner has died since this date. If you're planning on gifting money, then you could take advantage of annual inheritance tax exemptions. You can give away up to £3,000 per financial year, and if it's unused, this can also be carried forward to the following tax year. You can also give as many gifts of up to £250 per person as you wish during the tax year, as long as you haven't used any other exemptions on the same person. There are further exemptions related to money given as wedding civil ceremony gifts or to political parties and charities. Now, this can be a nice way to reduce your estate for inheritance tax, as you get to see the difference your gift makes during your lifetime. These are some of the many ways to mitigate your annual tax bill. Tax planning is a great way to help maximize your income and have a greater understanding of your tax liability. If you like this video, you'll love this custom playlist I've made for you. It has a few of my most popular videos about money that have helped other people to squeeze more out of their money to get the most out of their life. See you in the next video.